Hello Hope Church, I hope you're all keeping really well, missing you all still and hope to see you soon. During lockdown we've had our kids back home from uni or from work staying with us, and I don't know if you're used to having young people around or whether you look after them or whether you've got young people of your own, but young people do bring quite interesting and new and exciting things into your life sometimes, don't they? And this week my daughter brought this into our garden. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's a slack line. Some of you probably know what that is, but for those who don't, it's basically a low-lying tightrope, and you tie it from one tree to the next, and the idea is that you balance on it and you get from one end to the other without falling off. So being able to balance is really, really important to be successful on the slack line. It's harder than it looks. It's hard to get on it. It's hard to stay on it. And I only did about a couple of steps, and that was with my daughter holding my hand. But I have noticed that the people who are good at doing the slack line have certain qualities about them. They have certain qualities about their balance. And one thing they have is strength. It's not the big muscly strength that you see in weightlifters, but it's the inner core strength that people have, the strength they have inside. They also have focus, so you're not meant to just look at your feet. You're supposed to look a little bit ahead of you so you know where you're going. And also they have determination to do it. So they have determination to actually finish the slack line and get to the other side without falling off. And this idea of a slack line and balance made me think about balance in different ways. So first of all, balance in your life. So we hear this quite often, don't we, around us, the work-life balance, how to get balance between how many hours you work to how many hours you spend with your friends and family. And if you get that right, life will be great. You also have, during this time of lockdown, people have been talking about balance a bit more. The balance perhaps of spending more time with your partner at home. And how's that going? The idea of not being able to talk to your friends and family as much and see them. That can be difficult and bring some sort of things out of balance. The idea of how much time, how we spend our leisure time, how we bring balance into that. Like how many Netflix series are we watching? How much cake, particularly in our house, how much cake are we allowed to eat? Those sort of things. And people give us practical advice, don't they, on getting balance back in these areas, like perhaps exercising more, eating better, sitting out in the sunshine, bringing routine into your life, those sort of practical advice, because balance, we can lose balance really quickly. But also I think there's another layer of balance that's really important, and that's what I think of as soul balance or spiritual balance. So by soul balance, I mean balance like things. Do you have inner peace in your life? Is that going on? Do you have that? Do you have a lasting feeling of contentment in your life? And do you have a deep sense of joy? These type of things, not just flashes of happiness, but a deep sense of joy, even when your life is going perhaps in a difficult direction, even when you feel knocked. Do you still have these things happening in your life? And I think, as somebody who loves Jesus, the only way I can have any type of soul balance in my life is because Jesus is there with me. He gives me strength, he gives me focus, and he gives me determination. So for like on the slack line, he gives me an inner strength. Like when I'm wobbling, he's there right next to me, holding my hand, helping me balance. He gives me focus. So when I feel that perhaps overwhelmed a bit by life and just looking at my own problems, he gently lifts my head and said, see things a bit differently, see things how I see them. And he gives me determination. And personally, I think he helps me when I feel life's getting a bit heavy by bringing friends into my life who can offer me wise advice, have a coffee and a chat. That's how he's done it for me. So with Jesus in my life, I feel that he can give me these three things. So I want to challenge you this week, perhaps to get some soul balance in your life. Be able to stand and say, it is well with my soul. And I want to finish this time of reflection with you by reading you a poem. And I've read this poem a few times. I find it really helpful. And it's basically about a thread that runs through your life. And to me, this thread is God, the God who gives me strength, he gives me focus, and he gives me determination. I'd like to read that to you now. And it's called The Way It Is. There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change. It doesn't change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread. But it is hard for others to see. While you hold it, it can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread. So this week I challenge you to get some soul balance and be able to stand and say, it is well with my soul. Lovely to chat to you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.